I finally have my garage back to myself with no one else's vehicle in here to take up any space like it was before. There used to be a yellow station wagon sitting over there. Now there is not. So it's time to start working on my Accord because this thing's been sitting for far too long and this engine just needs to get out. So the H23 is sitting over there. So I'm going to start working on getting this junk out.
Hey look, it's sitting how it used to sit before I put it on coilovers. You know, like a 4x4. Except the wheels aren't touching the ground. Okay, now it's actually kind of at a level where I can work on it where it's not, I'm hunching over like this. Okay, so first things first, I'm draining the coolant, which I don't know if you can see, but it's down there. There's the drain right there. Gonna drain that, get all the coolant out of it. Well, out of the rad at least. I'm guessing the rest of the coolant will come out of the engine when I start taking some of the coolant lines off. Okay, so I'm actually really on the fence about what I want to do. I'm not sure if I want to deal with the mess of taking the power steering off. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have no choice but to take it off. But for right now, I've still got the coolant draining. I just don't want to be mixing everything up into the same container. So I think I might just leave up here for now. And I might just see if I can get the axle nuts off, which will require me dropping the coilovers, which will be lots of fun. Just got the driver's side front wheel off here, and I'm noticing there's a lot of grossness back here, and the axle boot's torn. So I'm gonna have to get a new axle for this side after I just got one for the other side. So that's lots of fun, but yeah. Oh yeah, and can you tell this needs an alignment? There's nothing on that side. Broken stud in a lug nut. Garbage. So one of the things that gets me most about this car is I've got these nice Yonaka coilovers in it. Obviously I've been driving on them for a while because they're dirty. On the front, it's similar. They're dirty. But if we go to the rear passenger side and we look at this one, that's not very orange. Went to go take the back wheel off and ended up breaking a stud. These things are pretty gross. Hasn't been driven in a while. Also, this car has got some rust on it, and I didn't realize that the rust had actually gone down into the rockers as well. So I get to pull the side skirts off and see just how bad the rust is on this car. Well, I was pulling the skirt off. I was like, oh no, look at all these chunks of metal. I was like, oh no, my car is doomed. But no, it's not actually that bad. It's just a small hole, and then I got to do up and around the fender here. So it's not too bad. I still wish it wasn't quite like that, because I'm going to have to probably cut all the way to here. But, I mean, it's not terrible. Now it's time to see what the other side looks like. Well, I got the passenger side skirt off, and there was a lot of dirt inside of it. Now, when I saw the dirt, I was expecting rust, but it's actually pretty clean. Just not clean. It's just, there's no rust, but it's pretty dirty. But yeah, back here, there's nothing except for on the fender, which I'm very thankful for. Okay, I've gotten the accessory belts off, and now I'm just I'm fighting to get the alternator off, and then I'm going to see about getting the AC condenser off, and then I think I'm going to start unplugging all the wires and stuff, and hopefully I can have this engine out relatively soon. I'm happy with the progress I've made today. Just taking it slow so I don't wreck anything. My grandparents have an Accord just like this, so I'd like to keep as many parts off of this engine as I can, just in case their car needs it. Hopefully it won't, but just in case. If you want an example of just how flogged this engine in this car is, this is the alternator. Absolutely caked in oil. Because I'm not 100% sure, but I think it blew the head gasket like in there somewhere, and it just sprayed oil everywhere and made such a mess. Had a bit of a supper break, and now I'm gonna get back to the Accord here. I got the bracket off for the power steering and for the alternator, and now I'm just getting the AC compressor off. And I'm gonna try to get the exhaust manifold off, but the bolts down here are really corroded, so I might have to hack them off. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Well, I've got the AC compressor off, and now I'm just... Man, that is such a mess. This whole block is just filthy. That is so gross. I can't believe I drove this car for 30,000 kilometers with it like this. It got to a point where I was putting a liter of oil in this thing every quarter of a tank of fuel, which is not good, especially when I go down a hill in third gear. When I start at the bottom, I leave such a big smoke show that people can't see, and it would hold up traffic. So it's a good thing I'm taking this engine out because it's garbage. Just gonna put this back under there. Let's turn that sideways. I mean, whatever comes out of it will Land in the bucket, more or less. Oh. Okay. Wow, that is on there. Finally got it. Let's how much coolant's gonna come pouring out of here? Oh. Oh. Sweet. Nice. I still haven't disconnected the power steering, just because I don't want to deal with that mess tonight. I've already gotten greasy enough just by touching this thing, so yeah, I don't want to go making more of an oil mess than what's already on the car. So I don't know. It's getting pretty dark, so I might call it quits for the day. And maybe work on this more tomorrow. I don't know. I do really want to get this car finished so that I can drive it, because I miss driving this car. As much as I like driving like my wife's vehicle and this thing here, this thing's a riot, but this thing was always so much fun because of how low it was. This thing used to just rip around corners so well. So I just want to get back into it, especially with a slightly higher horsepower engine. Make the car feel a little different, because this engine was always kind of slow. I mean, it went pretty good for what it was, but it was only 150 horsepower, so nothing crazy. The H23 is 200, I think. I could be wrong, but yeah, so I think I'm gonna call it there, wrap it up for today, and then come and do more on it tomorrow.